Okay, before we start kicking it old school with Trine Enchanted Edition, let me just ask you guys, my nephew is getting cancer treatments. The GoFundMe is in the description. Any money given to this channel will go to that. And thank you for watching this video, Trine Enchanted Edition. This is your host, Tom, coming to you from 734 Games, and this is Game Time.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, a kingdom was prospering. But peace could only last so long. The old king died. With no descendant to the throne, the kingdom fell into chaos. Lust for power blinded warriors and wizards alike. New kings emerged, only to fall the next day. But the madness of men would soon be overshadowed by a far greater evil. The magic that once gave life and good fortune had transformed into something sinister. One by one, grave by grave, the dead began to rise, feeding off the energy that grew stronger with each passing night. Fear spread throughout the kingdom, and it was soon abandoned.
Okay, Internet, while this game is available on just about every platform, including Switch, Mac, Linux, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Xbox One X, every console under the sun, this is about the Linux version of this game. And Trine Enchanted Edition is developed by Frozen Byte. You can play this game on anything that's not a phone. And the game is a side-scrolling platformer with three different characters. You have a wizard, a thief, and a warrior, a knight. And you go through different areas, and you can switch between the characters to do different puzzles. This is basically a side-scrolling puzzle game. And it's kind of an old-school style game where you just have different characters you switch between, and you do different tasks throughout the game. Now, I played this game years ago when it came out, and I mean, the Enchanted Edition is the newest edition. It's probably just the biggest update. They just updated the game so it can play on modern systems and probably modern consoles. And the game runs pretty good. I remember like having issues running it in Windows back in the day, the original edition. And this edition, I'm playing this in Linux, and it's running pretty good, and I'm enjoying it. It's really pretty. The graphics look really good. They did a really good job with this game. It's very smooth. I didn't have any kind of crashes or anything. So for the Linux version, usually Linux versions don't get the most amount of love. But this game, it runs great. It does everything like it's supposed to do. And it has decent enough voice acting. I'm not going to say that this is a AAA indie game, but it's definitely a fun indie game. And you can play it in hardcore mode, or you can play it in regular mode and just play the game, how it's meant to be played. And there's a lot here to like. I think it's a pretty decent effort. This is probably one of their first efforts. This game came out, way back in 2009. So this game is a pretty old game. It's over 10 years old. But it looks pretty good now. I mean, the Enchanted Edition, obviously they had to revamp this game just to, make it look decent. They're up to Trine 3 now, so they even ask you if you want to buy it when you're playing this game. This is the Steam version. I could not get the GOG version. I have the GOG version in Linux. I could not get the GOG version even with my really awesome Mini Galaxy tool. So basically you're watching this on Steam, me play this on Steam with a controller. Everything works like it's supposed to, and it works great. So that's the version to probably get, is the Steam version if you are a Linux user. And I like running games on Linux when I can. I'm an avid Linux user. It's a great operating system. I love doing my videos on it and posting my video using Linux for everyday computing is great. But it's really cool for games too. And this is a good game. I think you should check it out if you like these side-scrolling indie platformer type games. Then this is probably the game to get. And with that being said, I'm done for the day. This is 734 Games on Game Time, and this is your host Tom signing off from 734 Games, where gaming is alive.
A faint light coming from the age-old shrine. Could there be a thief? Was this the knight's day of honor? He had sworn an oath to himself to protect the shrine and the academy. Nothing could stand in his way.
What's going on?
The knight joined in, taking a firm grip of the object's third side, in a way that only a mighty warrior can.
Oh no, this doesn't bode well.
What doesn't bode well?
There was a flash of light, and the wizard, the thief, and the knight simply disappeared.